Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Moving on.
Yeah.
Revealing ICE agents' identities could lead to prison under new bill. This was also
Why?
sent me by my anonymous source.
Why? Why is that? Why should that? Why should that be a thing that we let happen? That doesn't make any fucking sense. We
Well,
reveal
it was
the
Senator
identities
Marsha
of
Blackburn
police
that
officers.
proposed it. So,
No. This is gonna piss me the fuck off. As one of the major improvements to the police force in the last 20 years was the advent of forced identification and body cameras.
mm-hmm.
Those are two of the greatest improvements we have made to the police. Now, granted, there's still a billion that need to happen, and one of them could even be completely fucking abolishing the entire system and building something new that doesn't fucking suck. But I digress. That was one of the major improvements to the police force. Who in God's fucking green earth thinks that the correct thing to do with this wannabe paramilitary Gestapo version of the police, insofar as the police aren't already that, who is thinking that, oh, making these people have specific immunities is going to be better for everybody? No, fuck that. And the person who proposed that probably needs to bite a curb. No.
Yeah, Marsha Blackburn definitely needs to bite a curb. Yeah, no. So I can see an argument for law enforcement to be able to conceal their identities in situations where they're like raiding a gang headquarters. And if they're identified in that, there's like a very real threat of retaliation from other gang members against them and their family. I can see that. Walking into Home Depot to arrest people looking for jobs, or walking into fucking elementary schools to interrogate first graders is not that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there are situations where I can get behind law enforcement being able to hide their identities. This ain't it, Chief.
I'm gonna be honest, I even struggle in that situation only because when you're looking at the concept of a gang headquarters, you kind of have to ask the follow-up question: what systems were in place that allowed for the existence of a gang headquarters or necessitated one in the first place? And at some point down the line, you're gonna hit the police officers with a stick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, the American police system was born out of the KKK. Like, quite literally. It was the origin of the police system that you guys have was people hunting runaway slaves.
Yeah,
Like,
so
that's what it was born out of. So, like, the fact that there are problems in the system is basically a given.
like, what's that quote from Monty Python? This is the violence inherent in the system.
No, it's come and see the violence inherent in the
Come
system.
and see the violence inherent in the system.
That one doesn't really work because the violence inherent in the system is not actual violence most of the time. Like, not physical violence most of the time. And in that case, he was, like, roughing him up a bit. Bloody peasant! But yeah, no. So, the whole American policing system needs a serious overhaul. Canadian one's not much better. There are countries like in the UK, police aren't even allowed to carry guns in most scenarios. Like, there are very select scenarios where yes, they can, but for the most part, the only weapon they might have is a billy club.
You know, I feel like being able to run up to a police officer and literally point at their gun and just say, "Oh, you got a license for that?" would be the most British thing you could do.
Oi, you got a license for that? Gotta say it with the accent. Lean in, Cirrus.
What?
Lean into the accent.
I thought I did.
You did not. I thought, okay, of the two of us, you are the only one who's done professional voice acting work.
Yeah, but that's with a director.
Oi, do it again, but more British.
But more British.
But more British.
But more
Call
British.
blimey.
Oh, cool. You fucking wanker.
We're so bad at this.
You know, if they hadn't have dominated the entirety of the fucking planet, this would be some kind of racism.
Oi, why you gotta be telling pork pies like that? I don't know. Is this less or more cringy than my intro to the stream? Comment down below. Like and subscribe.
Fucking hell.
I don't know. But yeah, no, they're saying that blue city mirrors are identifying ICE officers in an attempt to obstruct their effort to deport criminal illegal aliens, like the fucking first graders at the elementary school that they were trying to deport.
Yep. Or the workers at the Home Depot in Paramount.
Yeah.
Remember,
It's Schrodinger's immigrant. They are here to steal your jobs, and they're also lazy loafers living off the system.
Yep. That is a core tenet of fascism, though.
Yep.
The enemy is both weak and strong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's all Joe Biden's fault. So yeah, they're calling it the Protect Law Enforcement from Doxing Act, which, yeah, if you... So here's the little loophole with this. It proposes punishments including fines and up to 5 years in prison for those who publicly identify an officer with the intent to obstruct a criminal investigation or immigration enforcement operation. So my intent with doxing these officers is not to obstruct immigration enforcement operations. It's to shine a light on them to say, hey, are you proud of your job? Are you proud of going to a fucking elementary school armed to the teeth with your fucking assault rifles and tactical vests and all that shit with your face covered so you can abscond away with a fucking first grader? Is that something that makes you proud? I'm not obstructing anything with that. I just want to know, are you proud? Is your wife proud of you for confronting a first grader with a weapon?
Sir, it's not something that makes me proud, sir. It's something that makes me hard. There's a difference.
Imagine proposing this bill and calling yourself a good guy. It's like, hey, I happen to have a first grader living in my house right now. And as much as, like, sometimes it feels like, yeah, you do need an assault rifle to deal with their temper tantrums and whatnot. You don't. They're little. You don't need that shit. But also, like, aren't there laws about how, like, there have to be a legal parent or guardian present with law enforcement? You can't just grab them.
Should be.
They also, in that scenario, they lied to the school to get in. They said they had parental consent. And, like, I feel like lying to say that you have parental consent so that you can go and kidnap a first grader, I feel like whoever did that should be in jail. Because if someone came to my kid's school and was like, hey, I have their mother's consent to come and pick them up, and then they just take them, and they have now kidnapped them, that person should be in jail. How is that different from what this person did?
Well, you see, it's different because fuck you, Lib. Facts don't care about your feelings. That's the best you're gonna get.
Yeah.